Okay, this is part 2 of the GE evaporator fan repair. As you can see, the components are back in except for the front cover and your ice cube tray. The electrical hookups, which you've really got to squeeze those connectors after they pop on. They're kind of weak and they lose their tension. Make sure they snap back over the parts, so you have to just pry them in to make them work. I find that something like these hemostats will work well. In fact, you can kind of reach in and grab some of those long screws back there that are holding the devices in the ice cube tray and stuff. What I also recommend is if you have a ratchet or you're using a socket to get those long screws that are hidden back up under these covers, that you take your socket and put a little glue in the end of it, and that will hold your screws in. You just push the screw down into that glue and pull it out a couple times, and it makes it tacky. And so when you're putting the screws way back, and they won't fall back behind the evaporator and maybe rattle and make a hole into it. Everything's quiet. I didn't turn the power on to take it off, but I threw the circuit breaker to put it back on. That gave a little time for the evaporator just to drain out. I have stuff in the refrigerator that I don't want to go bad, and it can sit for half an hour or so without cooling. And everything's back to normal. I think I'll clean up the mess a little bit. But you have your sensor wire that comes with the kit way back on the top of the evaporator. There's a high pressure line going into it. Don't forget your sensor snaps on. That's where those two white wires go. That's part of the motor assembly. Comes with the evaporator sensor, so it knows how cold the evaporator's getting. And everything else is pretty much in reverse order that you took it out. So this is hopefully